Namaskar. An assassination attempt. He was very lucky. He happened to move his head just by a quarter of an inch, and instead of getting his head, the bullet grazed his right ear. He has some skin missing. He started bleeding. This is Donald Trump. And what happened, where it happened, and who is the person who shot him. That person has been killed. All these details and more. But first, let's welcome my co-host in conversation, Sumit Pirji. Sumit ji, namaskar, Ram Ram, how are you?
Namaskar, Ram sir, all good and fine by the grace of Lord Mahakal and your Ashirwad.
Originally, viewers, we were going to talk about China, but this takes precedence, and we are both going to share information as it's coming. There is a press conference going on in the county where this attempt happened, and we're going to bring, by way of pictures, the story that emerged. So I have a bit of the story, Sumiji. With your permission, I'll first like to go, and then I will give you the floor, and then you can add the other angles that are coming up now. So a request to all of you to please like this video. Like I said, there are details. I'm going to share those things with you, but it's going to really shock you. I really mean it. So let's first go with a slide deck that we have for you. Okay, so what happens? This is around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 3:30 a.m. India time, and Trump had just gotten up to the stand and he was starting to speak. In about 10 to 15 minutes, bullets started firing, rat-tat-tat-tat. The first two bullets hit somebody else. The fourth one, it is believed, is it was meant for Donald Trump, and he was lucky. He had moved his head just a little bit, and it grazed his right ear. So I'm going to show you some of these pictures as we go through these slides. Can you go to the next one, please?
Look what happened.
There you go. You see him, he felt his ear fell down, but he was up very quickly, and we'll show you what happens slide by slide as we go into the other deck. See, what this is people who are sitting behind him. This is what is called as, stadium bleachers. Like if you go to Brabant Stadium or any stadium, you have the steps, right? So that's how people are sitting. Unfortunately, one such innocent bystander has been killed by this shots. Two more people are critical. We don't know the status. All three are male. The shooter is believed to have been killed, and he is 20 years old. He is a local person, meaning from Pennsylvania. That doesn't mean what is his name. The name has been withheld. He did not have any ID on him, so they have sent for DNA. I think they have a tentative ID because they are saying that hours before this, he had put out a threatening post. We don't know which social media platform he put that thing on. So I have a lot of this information. Let's get back to the. See here, now he's up again and he's being covered by security detail, but he is brave enough to put up his hand and fist closed. He says, I am alive. And you know what he said, four-letter word. So he is pretty angry as he walks off. But the important thing there was that even though he fell momentarily, he got up and he has walked off. And this is a place called Butler, Pennsylvania. Let's go to the next one, please. So this is the crowd. They're saying about 40,000 people were there, and right behind where the president was addressing the crowd, there were bleachers. Bleachers is basically stand in Indian parlance. People are sitting there, and this guy is supposed to have been like a high-performance, high-powered rifle, like a sniper. He was outside the security perimeter, so he was not inside the crowd. It came from a long distance. That is perhaps the reason why the accuracy was very important and somehow he missed it. But we don't know how many shots were fired. A congressman who was present by the side of Trump said that he heard at least 15 or 20. Now, these are all preliminary information, so we have to wait and see what happens. And the other important thing here is that you can see he started to talk. Next one, please. There you can see him wincing. He got his ear and he's just trying to find out. This is like a reaction, right? Instinctive reaction. And immediately people saw that he had fallen and he was falling down there, right? Next one, please. So everybody covered him, but he got up almost immediately. Keep going. Next one. Everybody covers and looking for where the bullet came from. There you have somebody taking the shot. The blood has actually crossed his face from the ear wound. And there is a sniper that is covering now. And he's up again, but you can see his shirt is bloody. And they start walking him off. There is blood streaks on his cheek. There you go. But people who were stunned initially were glad to see the president up, and here he is putting his fist, pumps it up, and he is uttering a word. We know what the word is. You saw the video. I don't have to elaborate on that. So he just walked off the stage on his own, and then he got a call from the President Biden, and this is believed to have been the place from where he shot. So this is almost like a sniper. That begs the question, a 20-year-old, how come he had the special skills of a sniper? For sniper, you have to be, practicing for a long time before you get good at it. Where did he get that practice? Where did he get that experience? That's the question that people are asking now. Now you can see there were some policemen. These were all called as snipers. They were there, but they did not expect the area from where the shot came. But clearly, they did kill the attacker, which is unfortunate because whoever he had hired him or instigated him, now we will not be able to find out who that was. See, even as he is getting into the car, Trump has his fist out there, and you can see now clearly. Just hold on a second, please. You can see that part of his ear has been hit there. Next one. And people are just glad that he's alive and safe. Next. And slow, and the place emptied very fast. Next one. These were the bleachers where the thing happened. And this is the Trump Tower, which is in New York. They were just taking a picture to show. I think we are done. This is just people looking at various screens as the thing was unfolding. So Vijay, so this is what we have. One important information I want to share with our viewers. Trump is not the president today. So when somebody becomes an ex-president, what kind of Secret Service detail does he get? Turns out not a whole lot. And this meeting, there was no Secret Service detail. These are all people from the local police and maybe some other people. But it was not like if it is a president addressing the masses, they would make sure everything outside that perimeter, all those things are looked at. So clearly it has come from a roof. So we don't know who did that. And the information about this guy is being withheld. His ID is not there, so they are doing DNA tests to find out who he is. But I think they have a fairly good idea of who it is. Sumiji, I would like you to share your information, and I have some more things to share. Please go ahead.
So what we are gathering right now is that this man is around 20-year-old. The first and important question is, how does 20-year-old man develop such a skill, which you need essentially in a full-fledged trained commando? To take a snapshot from such a distance, you have to account for wind speed, you have to account for wind velocity, and I tell you, sir, President Trump was saved by the God himself, because it pierced through the bullet. Here. Yeah. If it was just a few millimeters right or left, he would have been history by now. Because you see, second thing is, getting the bullet to this accuracy from such a distance is not easy. I mean, so that means he was aiming for the head. His aim was head. His aim was not body. He was aiming, he was shooting to kill. Now, the third thing which is important is that there was there was one allegation by 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝘗, where he said that something like this is there's things which are leading to assassination of Trump. Then the media jumped in and say, oh, this is all unsubstantiated. Where do you get this all info? This is a conspiracy theory and all that. The problem in our times is, if you want to even tell people what possibly may happen, people will put you down saying this is a conspiracy theory. Nothing like that is going to happen. I am telling you, sir, it is only God who saved President Donald Trump. Otherwise, he would have been dead by now. You know, first they tried to sue him. Then they tried to get him out of the electoral process. They tried all the tricks of the book. When nothing seems to be working, then they finally decided to take him out. Now, one of my sources also suggests that this guy is possibly of a Chinese descent. We don't know. That is what one of the sources is suggesting. Might possibly of a Chinese descent. That doesn't mean he's a Chinese citizen and all that. But he's a Chinese descent guy. We don't know. But it's possible.
This is speculation, right? Just now, yeah,
speculation.
I'm still listening to. I'm still listening to the press conference on one channel here. They have not really released the name. They are doing DNA tests. Go ahead, please. Yeah,
this is all speculation. We don't know. But what is very important is that, you know, America was saved. If Trump would have been dead, it would have been an altogether different history today. History was, again, people were trying to write history with bullet and blood, but unfortunately that did not happen. The challenge is how all this, you know, missed the radar, how the intelligence was not aware of all this. And when President Trump is there, he has thanked special services. He has some kind of a small cover where he thanked them for saving him. But how come, you know, this incident could happen? When it was Kennedy, the things were different. You know, it was decades again. And today, imagine the bullet piercing through your right ear. And some people are trying to write, oh, stage managed, Trump is trying to get sympathies. No, let me tell you, nobody will let a bullet pierce through here to get sympathies to win an election. Nobody would dare to do that, because 1 inch here or there, not an inch, 1 millimeter here or there, you know, like here it enters here, rather than here, it will enter your head. You're dead. Now, according to the media reports and according to what we know, 4 to 20 bullets were fired. Some say 4, some say 6. But even the President Trump, you know, what we are hearing, that he could see a lot of, you know, these 𝙒𝙬𝙤 happening around. So there were a couple of bullets which missed him also. But this one bullet went there, which begs a question, sir. Was there one sniper or were there multiple snipers? If 20 bullets were fired, usually in a sniper shot, it will take you around 5 to 7 seconds to fire the second bullet. It all happened in 3 seconds. So in a time frame of 3 seconds, if you're talking of 4 to 20 bullets, that means there was more than one man. It is not one man. It could not be one man. No sniper can fire 20 bullets and, you know, which miss by here and here in 3-4 seconds, because it happened in 3-4 seconds. When the video was shot, he was ducked in 3-4 seconds. How could somebody fire 20 bullets in 3-4 seconds? And all of them are moving here and here. Was there more than one sniper? It is believed that a guy was from Pennsylvania. What is his ID? Some 20-year-old guy. Where did he get trained? Where did he get the rifle? Well, it's not difficult to get a rifle in US, but who trained him? Where did he get all the training? And usually with a sniper, if you look at all the movies, there is also a navigator who tells you right, left, 𝗏𝗏 and all that. And he also
here is a Twitter revelation. New York police has ID'd the Trump shooter as Thomas Matthew Crooks, who graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. Here's footage of him accepting his diploma of commencement. At commencement, Crooks received the National Math and Science Initiative Star Award for academic achievement. Interesting.
Now, there's one more angle to it. So, where did this guy get trained? Who trained him? Usually with the sniper, there is also that guy, a navigator, who will look at the wind speed, who will look at all of them. He will ask the sniper, thoda aage, thoda piche, align left, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. Then snipers get the shot. Snipers only don't depend on the telescope of the gun. There's a guy who is guiding them. Who is that guy? Because if it has hit so near, and he's quite far off, who is that guy who is guiding him? These are all the things. And when, there's one more question. When the Secret Services or the police or whoever were there, when they spotted somebody lying on a rooftop with a rifle, why didn't they shoot before? Usually they should have taken him out. We were waiting for him to fire a bullet and miss the Trump, then shoot him. These are some of the important questions which are coming to the mind. You know, if you have those, what do you call those, binoculars and all, you saw somebody with a rifle on a rooftop, which is within the feasible range. Logic says you have to shoot him down first before he takes on the president. So why wasn't he shot? Why was he only shot after he fired the bullet? And So that means if he was shot after firing the bullet, that means he was always in their range of shooting. Why weren't the shots taken first? These are some of the questions which beg answers. And this enigma, 20-year-old boy, or a man coming from nowhere.
Just look at this for a second. So just let it play out. See how big you can play it, please.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
What are you doing?
What's that?
Somebody go back. He's right there. Laying down. Oh no. Oh my God. Yes. Run!
Now, where's that? Dude, that's exactly why we need fucking Trump here.
Sorry, so I even have one doubt, sir. Was he the only shooter? My logic says
you heard four. You heard four there. You heard 4 or 5?
4 or 5 people.
Let's play it again. Let's play it again one more time, please. Sorry. Right.
5 shots, sir. 5 shots were fired. So, I mean, how can a sniper rifle fire 5 shots at at a speed? It doesn't look to be a sniper rifle fire also. But is this the only man who's involved? I doubt now. In a second, you have 5 shots fired. Right? Snipers take time to take the second shot. So how could they fire 5 shots in one go? The rifles are not designed for that. Which again begs the question: was he working alone? And if he was not working alone, who are the people along with him? And let me put it straight: are we to assume and presume right now, was there some kind of complacence? Because at times you let an event happen, you just close your eyes. You just close guys. Now, why this event was not prevented? Why we had no intel around this? And President Biden calling Trump is good, but rather than calling Trump, he should have made sure that he has adequate security. There were a lot of people who wanted Trump to be taken out, and because of his stand, Trump said that he will stop this Russian-Ukrainian war, and Putin warming up to him and asking, "What is your offer?" There are a lot of things which are coming into the picture now. Now, why do you want to take out the man? Because ultimately, war is good money for a lot of people in America and world over. So maybe you don't want that war to stop. Trump said that if I was there, this it was a burst shot, not a sniper. That is exactly the point I'm trying to make. This was not a sniper rifle shot, what looks to be. And how do you have such accuracy? Now, even Trump said that if I was there, the October 7th attack on Israel would have not happened. So there are a lot of things where Trump said that he could have helped, he would have helped possibly. Now, why this is happening and nobody seems to have a trace? These are some of the important questions which are coming to my mind. And all these people are saying he faked it, or it's all, oh no, nobody fakes a bullet. 1 millimeter from your temples, from your head. Nobody fakes a bullet. Let's get that out of the book. You, Sarah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So where do things go from here? On Monday, that is tomorrow is Sunday here. Monday, he is due back in Milwaukee, where he's expected to announce his vice presidential pick. So, and indications are that is going on as scheduled. And in Milwaukee is the place where the Republican National Convention is going to take place. It's in a few days from now. Also, there is the sentencing for Trump that was scheduled 4 days before the convention. It was done deliberately to try and make sure that he wouldn't even show up at the convention. The amount of ill will, vitriol that the Democrats have at Trump is just stunning. Just stunning. He was still our president, God damn it. You may not like him. You may hate him, but don't drag it out in the streets like this. And you know what? Full of mistakes. one of the jurors, he actually blurted out saying that we are going to convict him. See, there is a phase. Okay, I don't know how many of you know the procedure for a trial. So what happens is a jury of 12 gets selected. Typically, it is 12. Okay, and deliberations go. Both prosecution and defense will present their side of the case. It'll take what 4 or 5 days. Everything happens, and then the jury is asked to come to a verdict conclude whether the person is guilty or not guilty. So then what happens is the jury is sent to a room, and they sit there and they deliberate. They may ask for additional details and things like that. I think this time the jury deliberated for 3 days before returned guilty on 34 counts. 34 counts. Okay. The problem was, in one of those 3 days, one of the jurors told his relative, and I think he has actually put a message. That message has been picked up. We are going to convict him. Now that is a major leak. This actually screams for a mistrial. Now the judge has released all this information, but from there on, why wasn't the mistrial called? They should be firing this Alvin Bragg. By the way, 6 o'clock I talked about this guy. Alvin Bragg is the district attorney of New York. They should have fired his ass, and so also the person, that the DA there of the state. These people are incompetent. This was just victim. This is a vendetta that they had, and they somehow colluded together to somehow politically hang Trump. I'm not saying I like Trump. I don't dislike anyone. I'm an independent. I neither dislike or like anyone. But I think that everybody has a right to run for president. You don't vote for him, but don't try to put him on a bad. Don't try to politically hang him by making a sham case. The point I'm trying to make, Sumitji, is that he still has not. That thing has not been called as a mistrial. In the meantime, a Supreme Court of United States ruled that as a president, whatever decisions he takes, he cannot go to jail on that. Whether this can be construed under that category or not, I don't know. Again, that will be another case where somebody has to go and say, well, this is what happened. He was the president at that time. Does this come under that case or not? If it does, then it's case over, everything over, story over. So something is still in the works. But every attempt is being made to make sure that Trump doesn't even show up for the Republican National Convention to accept his party's candidacy. Because that's when campaigning begins on full scale. Over to you, sir. I just wanted to add that information.
But there is one angle also. There was one recent statement by President Trump wherein he was very tough on those students who are coming to the United States and trying to run down the universities. He was very tough on the rise of Islamic terror. It was one very recent statement, and he was very pained looking at the sequence of events, what happened there. And he said, look, if I am going to make it to the power and all this is going to stop. So when he gives this, and he said he was very clear on the Muslim ban. He was very clear on things like that I'm going to again do this Muslim ban. He said, I will not let these immigrants and these Islamists to come into the United States, and I will do the biggest ever deportation in the history of the United States. So basically that fundamentally upsets a lot of political paradigms, that upsets a lot of things. And US elections is always like catch and go between the Democrats and the Republicans. We saw what happened last time. So maybe this time around, even after immigrating what is believed to be around 7.5 million illegal immigrants during Joe Biden's time, where he closed the eyes and let the people come in. And out of them, a lot of people have even come from China, who have come from everywhere in the world. In fact, one of the things what we are going to cover in our China series is how Chinese are entering US. I finally discovered the route, which route are they taking to enter the US, and how that is so conveniently used by Chinese to enter the US. So we have been always saying we don't know who else has entered US and who are there. The challenge here is that when all these things are happening, and Trump has very clear on taken some stands on certain things, which is not what a Democrats like, and which is not what a lot of people who are really running the Democratic camp, whom I'm referring to. They don't like that stand. They don't like that stand. They'll want this wokeism. They want this immigration. They want this Islamist to come in. They will someday want a Secretary of State who's an immigrant Muslim to run the United States of America. They would want that one day to happen, but well, that is not going to happen. But they will ideally want that to happen. So there are lobbies which are Democrats. There are lobbies which are anti-America. There are lobbies which are Islamists. There are a lot of lobbies which are working against Trump. There are a lot of people don't want him to come in any way whatsoever. And war is good business for some. So if you talk of stopping the war, if you talk of this, and what has irked a lot of people about Trump is when he supported Jewish people. After the French elections, he gave a statement. He said, look, what is happening to Jews in France? 1% Jews are not safe in a 90% Christian country, which is France. There are only 8 to 10% Muslims there, right? So he hinted to that. And he said, look, this all has to change and I'm going to change it and all that. So a lot of people are not happy, sir, after that statement. Because he spoke of the reality. And what happened in France is that the central party aligning with the leftists, right? And I think we have a Muslim minister of justice or something now, and I've seen his videos when he was saying, inshallah, all Muslims are going to rule the France, we're going to take over the France. We had 1 MP, then we have 4 MPs, in England we have this minister. So things changing to a pace wherein somebody who's speaking the truth and who is trying to kind of talk to the world what the real dangers can be, and they are trying to be taken down. And let me tell you, sir, Trump was the only president who exactly pointed out where the enemy is. Joe Biden has lost his GPRS coordinates. He's looking at Russia. You have to look at People's Republic of China. That's where the problem is. And Trump was the only person who did that, who exactly took some actions against China. Today, the apathy is that Democrats don't even want to look at China. The problem is there. The problem is going to come from there. It's not Vladimir Putin. No, if you don't mess around with him, he will let you live, and he's living. So these things, what American policy has done under Joe Biden is to push Russia so close to China, which is not good for the world peace. These all disasters happened under Biden. But again, when these disasters happen, some people have vested interests. They are going to benefit out of these disasters. So how does America don't know who's the enemy number one, and how is America fighting the wrong war? These are the questions that people are asking. And with these things, and with these things being called out by the former President Trump directly and openly, a lot of people don't want him. So who all are behind the scenes? That is something to be seen. Out to you, sir.
Yeah, a couple of other things that happened to try and make this election more clean. There was a law passed by, I wouldn't say law, a bill has been submitted and approved by the Congress called the SAVE. I think it has something to do, it basically says that any person who can vote has to be an American citizen. If you're not a citizen, you are not eligible to vote. Now, the way bills go through in US, Sumiji, is Congress will start the bill normally. Sometimes Senate also will do. Then it will go to the other house. If Congress has done it, it goes to the Senate. The Senate will look at it. They will debate. They will also vote on it. And then if it passes Senate, then and if there is some changes, those two changes are reconciled. There is a process for that, and then the bill goes to the president for his signature, and then the president signs it into law. In this case, one of the Democratic senators has already said that he is not going to sign this. So this is going to be a problem for Democrats. First of all, even before all this happened, the Democrats are saying we are not going to sign that. So that means what? You are admitting that you are allowing illegals to vote.
Yeah, that's the game plan.
Yeah. So now they are in shit. I'm sorry, 4-letter word. Excrement. Because they can't not pass this bill in Senate, and the president has to sign it. We have 4 months across the country to put procedures in place so that everybody's citizenship is checked. See, this is the problem. There are people who may never leave the country, Sumit. Then they will not have a passport.
Correct.
At best, they may have a driver's license. Does driver's license constitute a proof of citizenship? No. Does Social Security number card, SSN card, does that constitute a proof of US citizenship? No.
No.
Birth certificate, yes. Birth certificate, yes. But then that does not cover people like me who was not born there, but I became a naturalized citizen. So for me, I have to have a passport. I have to show my passport. Look, this is my US passport. This is my name, right? So either passport or birth certificate. I can see, very simple. These two are needed if you want to vote. If that happens, Democrats will lose big, and they will lose the House, and they will also lose the Senate. It will be all red. In fact, I'm going to stick my neck out and say this is probably what is going to happen at this point of time. And then if Republicans keep up their word, which is to say that the biggest evacuation in mankind is going to take place, it probably will. Many of you who have come and started appearing in all these Khalistan shows because your lawyer said that if you appear there, it improves your chances of getting citizenship. Now you will be proven. All they need is one video proof. After that, they can reconstruct where you were from, where you came, where you went. It is essentially 4 years. This is long enough time to clean up. Sumit, you will not believe it. The illegal immigration from Mexico was at its lowest when Trump was president. No wars. Republicans didn't go into any war. So the people are tired of what the heck was Biden doing. In fact, I don't know. We were one of the earliest ones to spot that Biden is not the one running the administration. We pointed our fingers at 2 or 3 people, primarily Susan Rice, who is very close to Obama, and it is believed that she was the one doing it. By the way, last year she got eased out of White House. And
Correct.
it is believed that she had many entry-exit logs erased of her coming into the White House and going. Because what used to happen in early 2021 was the White House will decide one way, and 24 hours later they'll reverse it. इसका मतलब क्या है बोलो आप?
इसका मतलब है somebody is influencing. In fact, people have been directly speaking, sir. It was Obama who was running the government, shadow government. He was still calling the shots. And Obama, there's one thing which is very clear. He will never go against the interest of Muslims and Islamists. It's very clear. Let's face it. This is the reality of life. He may pretend to be whatever he's talking and saying, but at the core of his heart, he's a Muslim and he protects Muslim interests and Islamist interests come what may. Even if the America has to go down the drain for that, he doesn't care. It's okay. Let it go down the drain. So this is what has been happening there. And Obama was really calling them, who's kiska banda Susan Rice? Who's she loyal to? Everybody knows who was calling the shots. And after her entry has been limited, I think that change of flopping of decisions has kind of stopped or reduced.
Yeah.
So
a lot of questions. I think now we can take Q&A. Let me see if there's any message. Yeah. One new update. Okay, there is a new update. Let's play that. Antifa, anti-fascist. I hate Trump. I hate Republicans.
I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy. My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
I still believe he's not alone. Swear to God, how can this 20-year-old pull this? He's just a facade. He is a part of the game, but he's just a what interface. He's not the system. He's an interface. You know, it's like the GUI, what we call in the software world. Is a GUI, graphical user interface. He's not the source code behind it. There's somebody else.
Yeah, so what Antifa is anti-fascist organization. This is again one of the outshoots of this BLM, woke, and so on and so forth. And these people believe in anarchy, left front. And look, I'm not going to mince words here. American university system is 6 letters starting with the letter F up. A few years ago it was okay, but it turned dangerously left and woke very, very fast in the last 3-4 years. So much so that now, how did the campus students know a certain guy was Jewish? Because why I say that, Sumit, is Jews have settled for more than 100 years in the United States, and like any cultural group, right? they have also assimilated. They have married Irish, they have married German extent, they have married English, they have married Hispanic, they have married blacks. I mean, 100 years of existence in a country, right? You become totally mixed. Yet the students always knew the Jews don't wear a yarmulke, okay? That is the equivalent of a skull cap. It's a very smaller one, but it's worn at the very end of the head. They don't wear that in when going to campuses. Then how the heck did the students know that this person is Jewish? I'm talking about 20,000 students in a campus, Sumit. 20,000 students in a campus. Sometimes a classroom is 300 students, 3,000 students sometimes. You don't know who is sitting by your side because every class, right? ऐसा assign नहीं रहता कि तुम इधर बैठो. No roll call takes place. There is no roll call.
And it is exactly, sir, in how did the Islamists in Leicester know which was a Hindu house? Only those houses in Leicester were attacked. Only those businesses were attacked. Who gave them the information? Where did this information? There was no nameplates. How do you know 26A is Hindu and 26B is not Hindu? Exactly, somebody gave the information. So this is exactly what is happening here. So if you look the similarities between the Leicester attack on Hindus and if you look between the attack on Jewish and this Palestinian Hamas support has gone too much into the United States of America. And if you look at the French elections, when the leftists were celebrating, there were more Palestinian flags than the French flags. There's also a reality of life. I thought it was Palestine for a second. No, it's France. I mean, how come you have in France more Palestinian flags than the left flag, you see, when we say, Sree sir, I had an argument with some of the buffoons. By mistake, I never get into my university group. By mistake, somebody put something. I don't know what happened to me. This is on a mute. I replied to them that how much of money has been gone into university. They were all jumping on me. Oh, how do you know what is, typical those corporate guys who are selling washing powder whole day. Washing powder and toothpaste, that mentality, who don't understand pure politics. Oh, how do you know what is the proof? Who substantial? Bhaiya, maaf karo. Now you want the proof, it's exactly what happened. When Pearl Harbor happened, there was a radar operator. He told the commander, I'm seeing a lot of things on the radar. And the commander, how many things are you seeing? He said, there are a lot of planes. He said, the radar is faulty. He said, no, sir, there are things which I'm seeing. Then how can come and do it? When they did the Pearl Harbor, then the same guy goes, guess now, did you see what happened? It's exactly when we talked in P Gurus, remember that picture we showed? I also did a shot on that. The money which has come into the American system, billions of dollars have been poured into American universities by people of Qatar and all. Now you see the outcome. This is how the outcome comes. Billions of dollars poured, outcome is in front of you. Now you know who is Jewish and who is originally Jewish and whom to target and how do these Palestinian flags and all reach. This is all part of the game. And let me tell you one thing, sir. These Chinese, I just want to say one small sentence. They will take a Japanese visa. How does I discovered this. They go to the Japan on a tourist visa, some bullshit, some here, kuch karke. Then there is a rule in Mexico for a Chinese citizen, if you have a Japanese visa, they will let you into the Mexico. So from there, they go into Mexico using that visa. Ye dekho saab mere pa visa. And from Mexico, they sneak into America. This is happening at organized level. And another thing I wanted to talk in the China talk, the maximum number of expats which are living even legally in Japan are Chinese, 24%. So this is how Chinese manipulate the system. This is how Japan is used as a route to enter via Mexico to United States of America. That's why Trump put the war. And we have shown those videos. I even did it on Bharat, which are how the walls were broken and they were entering. ऐसे आ रहे थे ना, जैसे नानी के खेत में आ रहे हैं. They're entering their nani's house for a leisure. They're just entering. No border guard. Nobody is stopping them. So these are the things which were led to happen to a design. And when you have such nefarious elements, when you have these terrorists and when you have these jihadis entering, so anything can happen. This white guy might be only which I still call the white graphical user interface, GUI, white GUI. Who is behind him? We don't know. I mean, who are these, who are firing those shots? We don't know. We'll come to know. I still believe it's not this guy alone. That's my take on it.
Thank you, Sumit. Last one before we take the questions of our viewers. Recently, Ecuador put back visa restrictions on Chinese visitors. Before that, Chinese were getting visa on arrival. That means a Chinese can fly into Ecuador and then
That's
apply for visa, and he'll get the visa, and then he'll disappear. From there he'll trek into US. This was what was happening. Only last week they changed the law. That must have been US gone and put some dhakka.
They were even you taking that dangerous truck or routes from Ecuador to US, but that route was not. Now they found a new Mexico route. बहुत convenient. It's like a makhan, take a Japanese visa, land in Japan, take a flight to Mexico, come to the next city near to United States of America, find somebody, pay him $5,000, $2,000, he will make you come into United States. It's like it's a hot knife in a butter, so smooth, so smooth. This is how that's why they are flocking to Japan. Get a Japanese visa, there's an entry to United States of America. If I know it, doesn't the US intelligence know it? Doesn't the Japanese know it? Doesn't the Uncle Joe Biden know it? He knows. But what is he doing? Nothing. Easy.
Not even cognizant. So what can you do? अब कुछ पता ही नहीं है क्या चल रहा है तो क्या करोगे?
वो NATO वाला आपने देखा था? What he said to the NATO chief. You saw that small clip.
Next one, please. 𝗏𝗚𝗍 today wants to know: is our wokes frustrated by Trump's lead? Possible. Gun possession is very easy in the United States. Very, very easy. And on weekends, some people don't even check your age, driver's license, before they sell you a gun. This exemption is there in some states. So if you want to get a new gun, go to that state, go to this gun. They have this gun fair. Go there and no questions asked. Put the money, get a gun. That's it. Next one, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know: Namaskar. Winning anyway seems to be the motto now. In Bharat itself, we saw how toolkits are abundantly used. What is the world coming to? Frightening. Are we a civilized world?
You see, there is one thing I'm very clear. The other side doesn't play by the rules, and they will go to any extent to beat you down. If you want to fight them by the rules, you are not going to fight them by the rules. You have to also fight the ecosystem in the way and in the language ecosystem understands, because they are not going to go by any rules. You see, what was the rule? First, stop Trump legally, politically, this media campaigns, they got all kinds of people involved. When nothing seemed to work, then put a bullet in his head, but which fortunately he survived. It's God who survived him today. It is God's will which survived him today. Otherwise, Trump would have been history by this time we were speaking right now. This is how they were. And then calling, oh, sorry, I heard you got hit. Kya hit, yaar? What hit? You exactly knew what was going to happen. Don't tell us you had no idea what was going to happen. When the assassination attempt failed, then you make the phone call. You could have made the phone call before.
Next one, please. Manoksan wants to know: lone wolf attacker or perhaps deep state? Russia collusion hoax on Trump always felt orchestrated. Slovakia PM Fico was shot by pro-NATO gunman. Biden's senility may have provoked desperate stunt.
We can't say right now who was involved, but I think it is more than that one shooter, and there will be something which is much bigger and sinister happening in the back end, because it can't be a 20-year-old, who graduated from the school 2 years back and he has picked those, amazing sniper skills, and he could take shot and pierce a bullet through the right ear of the former president of the United States of America. It's unbelievable. I don't want to believe it, but let's see how it happens. People will resort to violence, and even what happened to Prime Minister Modi when he was stuck in Punjab. Luckily, no bullets were fired, but you remember that, where he got stuck on that bridge, 15-20 kilometers from Pakistan border, perfectly on a bridge. You're on a suspended platform. Anything could have happened that day. And when he left there, he said, "Apne chief minister ko bolna, thank God I left alive." Chenni was the chief minister, and Chenni sahab was saying, "Hey, kya problem hai? Ke goliyan thodi na chali? No bullets were fired." I said, "What do you want? Bullets to be fired? Then will something happen." We have to account these things, sir. These things will happen because there's a big cabal which has shaped up, and they want to rule the world at any cost. And let me tell you one thing. This is my personal assessment, not the assessment of P Guru channel. As long as Obama is there, you can never have peace in the world.
Next question, please. How do you think Trump's election prospects will change now? I can answer this. Sugandha ji, it was good. It is getting better now. NN wants to know, after Trump assassination attempt, replacing Biden and having a new candidate mandatory? Most likely. That's what I think. Sumit ji, aap boliye.
That's most likely what we'll think, but Biden is not willing to go, sir. He's saying, I will contest, I'll contest. And let's see what happens to Biden. I fear something very unexpected might happen with Biden now. As this part of the story is over, so you can't, there are two people, I can't take him out. Now, bacha kaun? Look at it from that way.
Actually, Biden said that he had indeed spoken to President Trump after the incident, and he said that he was in good spirits and so on. Next one, please. Desi Stand wants to know, this morning show your analysis on crime and decline were unintended consequence by Soros' plan. I think he actually intended the decline to short the dollar like he did the pound. Desi Stand, this is a good guess. I don't know. I don't want to think that that's what it is. This guy Sakela, okay. He tried first messing in Hungary also, which is his native country where he was born. He tried to mess up the Hungarian politics first. That's where he did some fine tuning. Ye karega, ye chalega, ye nahi chalega. From there, you're seeing all that stuff now. He made a lot of money in 80s. Late 80s.
George Soros is the only Jew who is banned from entering Israel. He's a Jew, but he cannot enter Israel now. You can imagine.
Troll wants to know, Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe, Obama has a deep state on his side, but Trump has weaponized the citizen itself. Civil war or a modern crusade? Good question.
Good question. I think people are getting tired of shit. Sorry, they're getting tired of shit. People, you can use your power to one extent, but if people stand up against you, you might have any deep state, upper state, niche state, whichever state, shallow state with you. But if people get against you, then there's no chance. Nobody can fight people. Nobody can fight people. The collective will of the nation, nobody can fight it. At the end of the day, you can use your power and influence to the level you are not exposed. It's just like an exposed agent. If an agent is exposed, then what are he or she is worth of nothing. Dead wood.
Yes, indeed. And before we sign off, I'm reminded of one Sholay dialogue where Amitabh Bachchan asks, "Tumhara naam kya hai, Basanti?" So now we'll have to ask this question, "Tumhara naam kya hai, Barack Hussein Obama?" Thank you once again, viewers. Namaskar, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. जाते जाते लेते हैं आशीर्वाद महादेव जी का. Over to you.
Sir, वो पूरा नाम है ना. People say Barack Obama. I mean, always saying Mia Barack Hussein Obama. Full 4 नाम है. Don't say 2 नाम. 4 नाम बोलो. Mia Barack Hussein Obama. And swear to God, I mean, again, I'm saying this is my assessment, not of the channel. As long as this man is there, you will never have a stable system running in the United States of America. He will not let it land because his interest is very clear. He wants this Islamic and Islamist dominance to cover the whole world. Now, if he has to bring up woke, if he has to bring up Black Lives Matter, if he has to bring up X, Y, Z, temporary, these are all, his options, his cards, which he uses at right point of time and influence those. How did American universities become, hellholes, of this pro-Hamas? It's not pro-Palestine, by the way. It's pro-Hamas and pro-Muslim, all this crap which is happening there. The universities of epitome and virtue have become fighting ground of leftists. How did this happen in 4 years? Who are the people behind it? And let's not forget how much of money has Middle East put in these universities. On that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev. Mahadev.